Welcome to my channel HD Rare Coins 111, the place where history meets treasure. Here, every coin tells a story, from the oldest United States classics that shaped our past to the newest rare discoveries that amaze collectors today. If you love the thrill of uncovering hidden value, exploring the beauty of design, and learning the secrets behind coins worth fortunes, then you're in the right place. Join us as we dive deep into the world of rare US coins, both old and new, and reveal the fascinating details that make them priceless. Top 1. The story of the Delaware 1999 quarter begins at the very heart of American history, as this coin marked the first state ever admitted into the Union and the very first release in the now famous 50-state quarters program. When it entered circulation, collectors and everyday people alike were captivated, not just by its design but by the idea that each state would soon have its very own quarter, celebrating the uniqueness of the nation in metal form. The Delaware quarter immediately stood out with its detailed reverse design, which features Caesar Rodney, a true American patriot, riding on horseback. This iconic scene commemorates his historic 80-mile ride through stormy weather in 1776 to cast his decisive vote for independence. Such an image captured the essence of bravery, sacrifice, and the unbreakable will that shaped America. What made the 1999 Delaware quarter so special was not only its position as the first in the series but also the sheer excitement it generated in the public. Collectors rushed to banks, pocket change was checked daily, and coin rolls were carefully opened in search of this brand new state quarter. People of all ages suddenly became coin enthusiasts overnight, and this piece was the spark that started it all. The obverse of the Delaware quarter carries the familiar and dignified portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. This iconic image of the nation's first president had been gracing quarters since 1932, and for the state series, it was slightly modified by William Cousins to harmonize with the new reverse designs. The combination of George Washington and Caesar Rodney on one coin truly symbolized leadership and courage. But while millions of these quarters were struck for circulation, not all were created equal. Some came out with stunningly sharp details, mirror-like finishes, or rare errors that turned them from everyday pocket change into numismatic treasures. And it is in those rare pieces that true value lies, making this coin one of the most fascinating stories in modern American coinage. Collectors often speak about the proof versions of the Delaware quarter. These special strikes, made for collectors, shimmer with beauty and highlight every curve and line of Caesar Rodney's determined ride. The frosted portrait against mirror fields is something that dazzles under the light, and for coin lovers, these proofs are nothing short of works of art. Then there are the mint errors, and this is where the Delaware quarter takes on an even more exciting story. Errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, or coins struck on the wrong planchets have been discovered, and when they surface, collectors go wild. These unexpected mistakes transform the coin from common to extremely valuable, making them highly sought after in the world of rare coin collecting. One of the most discussed Delaware quarter varieties is the double die, where parts of the design appear doubled due to a striking issue. These fascinating coins showcase doubled features that can be seen with the naked eye or under magnification, instantly elevating their worth. To a seasoned collector, spotting such an error is like striking gold. The condition of the coin also plays a huge role in determining its value. A Delaware quarter fresh from the mint, with its luster untouched and surfaces gleaming, is worlds apart from a worn piece that has passed through countless hands. Coins graded in higher mint state conditions command much higher prices, and they are the true treasures that investors look for. What makes the Delaware quarter even more attractive is the historical symbolism it carries. Caesar Rodney's daring ride was a moment that could have changed history, and his courage is now immortalized in the palm of your hand. To hold one of these coins is to hold a reminder of the struggle for freedom and the risks taken for independence. The year 1999 marked a turning point for American coinage. The release of the Delaware quarter launched a 10-year program that reignited interest in collecting across the nation. Suddenly, kids and adults were pulling coins from change jars, and families bonded over filling coin folders together. The Delaware quarter wasn't just money, it was the beginning of a cultural phenomenon. Because it was the first of the state quarters, Delaware's piece holds a unique position that no other state design can claim. Being the very first gives it a prestige and desirability that has only grown stronger over time. Collectors recognize it as the coin that started a revolution in modern numismatics. The design itself is a masterclass in storytelling. Caesar Rodney's horse looks powerful yet weary, reflecting the difficulty of the journey, while Rodney's determined face shows the resolve of a man who knew the weight of his mission. Every detail tells part of the story, and together they create a moving tribute to history. Over the years, stories have surfaced of lucky finds, where people discovered rare Delaware quarters in their pocket change or inherited collections. These tales of ordinary individuals stumbling upon extraordinary coins only add to the allure, proving that treasures can sometimes be found in the most unexpected places. Many coin dealers today place special emphasis on offering high-grade examples of the Delaware quarter because demand is steady and growing. It has proven itself as a staple in modern collections, not just for state quarter enthusiasts, but for serious numismatists as well. The emotional connection also plays a role in its value. For residents of Delaware, this coin is a proud symbol of their state's place in history. For the rest of America, it represents the beginning of a journey through all 50 states, each telling its own story, but Delaware forever being remembered as the one that started it all. Some Delaware quarters struck at the Philadelphia Mint carry the PE mint mark, while others were struck in Denver with the DE mint mark. Collectors often pursue both versions, and for those who want the full experience, proof versions from San Francisco add to the challenge. Each mint brings a unique aspect of rarity and collectability. The beauty of coin collecting lies in the unexpected, and the Delaware 1999 quarter embodies that perfectly. You never know when a coin you've seen 1,000 times might turn out to be a hidden gem, a piece worth thousands because of its condition, or a striking error. This uncertainty fuels the passion of collectors everywhere. What is remarkable about this quarter is how it bridges the old and the new. It carries the centuries-old portrait of George Washington while also ushering in a fresh, bold series of designs that reshaped modern collecting. It became a bridge between tradition and innovation in American coinage. Even today, decades later, people are still hunting for special Delaware quarters. Online auctions, coin shows, and private sales often showcase them, and when a rare piece surfaces, bidding wars can break out. The excitement surrounding this coin has not diminished, and it continues to command respect in the market. Collectors understand that rarity plus history equals value, and the Delaware quarter embodies both. Its historical importance as the first state quarter combined with the potential for rare varieties makes it one of the most desirable modern quarters in circulation. Imagine finding one in pristine condition, untouched by circulation, glowing with mint brilliance, as if it just rolled off the press. For collectors, that is a dream come true, and for investors, it is a tangible piece of American history that continues to appreciate over time. As years pass, the Delaware quarter has cemented itself as a classic, not just as part of the state series but as a landmark in coin collecting. It is a reminder that sometimes the smallest pieces of metal can carry the biggest stories, shaping memories for generations. From schoolchildren who first learned about Caesar Rodney through this coin, to seasoned collectors who treasure high-grade specimens, the Delaware quarter touches lives in countless ways. Its ability to connect people with history is one of its greatest legacies. The thrill of the hunt remains alive, with collectors checking every quarter that passes through their hands, hoping to find that one extraordinary piece. That excitement is what keeps the hobby vibrant, and the Delaware quarter continues to play its role in fueling that passion. Looking back, the release of this coin was more than just the beginning of a program. It was a cultural moment that made America look at its change in a brand new way, reminding everyone that coins are more than just currency. They are storytellers, silent witnesses to history. Every detail of the Delaware quarter's story adds to its charm, from its place as the first in line, to its patriotic imagery, to the rare varieties that spark bidding wars. It is a coin that embodies the best of collecting and the magic of discovery. And for those who wonder about its ultimate value, rare and high-quality Delaware state quarters from 1999 have reached astonishing heights in the collector's market, with the most exceptional examples commanding as much as $105,000. Top 2. When the Montana State Quarter was released in 2007, it became an instant symbol of the rugged beauty and bold spirit of Big Sky Country. The coin not only celebrated Montana's admission to the Union but also honored the state's deep ties to nature, history, and American culture. From the moment it entered circulation, collectors and everyday citizens alike recognized it as a piece of art, history, and value combined into one. The Montana quarter was the 41st coin released in the legendary 50-state quarters program, and it captured the unique character of the state perfectly. Unlike many designs that focus on landmarks, the Montana coin went straight to the heart of its identity, its wildlife, wide-open plains, and proud heritage. This choice gave the coin a natural beauty that stands out in the entire series. On the reverse of the coin, the most striking image is the powerful skull of a bison, resting over a sweeping backdrop of the Montana landscape. The bison skull is a symbol that speaks to both the past and the present. It reminds us of the Native American traditions that honored the animal and also acknowledges the role bison played in shaping the land and people of Montana. Above the skull, the word Montana proudly sits, with Big Sky Country engraved beneath it, reminding everyone of the wide horizons and endless skies that define the state. This phrase has long been a nickname for Montana, and its presence on the coin completes the picture of a land both majestic and wild. The obverse of the Montana quarter retains the classic image of George Washington, a portrait that has graced quarters since 1932. William Cousin's refined version of John Flanagan's design gives the coin a timeless continuity, connecting Montana's rugged symbol with the founding father of the nation. Together, the two designs tell a story of heritage, strength, and identity. Collectors immediately fell in love with the Montana quarter because of its bold imagery and natural appeal. The bison skull is unlike any other state quarter design, and it immediately drew attention from people who had never before considered collecting coins. It was a design that sparked conversation and curiosity. But beyond its striking appearance, what makes the Montana quarter truly valuable is the rarity of certain examples. Not every quarter carries the same worth. Some were struck under special conditions, others carry mint errors, and a few exist in pristine, untouched states that make them highly desirable for serious collectors. Mint errors are always a fascinating chapter in coin collecting, and the Montana quarter has its share of stories. Mis-strikes, off-center strikes, and double dies have been discovered, turning what would have been an ordinary 25-cent piece into a treasure worth thousands. Each error coin carries with it a story of chance and rarity that collectors can't resist. Another factor that raises the value of this coin is its condition. Coins graded in the highest mint state levels, shiny, sharp, and free of flaws, are exceptionally rare. When such a coin is found, its price skyrockets at auctions, often shocking those who thought quarters were just everyday change. The Montana quarter also carries a deep sense of history that adds to its mystique. For Native American tribes, the bison was a sacred animal, a provider of food, clothing, and shelter. Its skull as a symbol represents reverence and respect, and placing it on the coin is a recognition of those traditions. Collectors value not just the design, but the meaning behind it. Montana's sweeping landscapes are also captured in the background of the coin. The open plains and distant mountains are etched in silver, offering a small window into the breathtaking vistas that give Montana its nickname. Every time someone looks at this coin, they are reminded of the state's vast natural beauty. The 50-state quarters program was one of the most successful coin initiatives in U.S. history, and the Montana coin played a major role in that success. Released in 2007, it carried the excitement of a program that had already captivated millions, and it stood out for its bold imagery and cultural depth. Families across the country were still collecting state quarters when the Montana design arrived. Coin folders were being filled, children were learning about each state through coins, and parents were sharing stories of history and geography, all thanks to small pieces of metal like the Montana quarter. The thrill of discovery made people look closely at their change, and for some, finding a Montana quarter felt like holding a piece of the American West. That sense of connection to a faraway land added an emotional value to the coin, making it even more special in the eyes of collectors. The Denver and Philadelphia mints both struck Montana quarters, each carrying its own mint mark. Collectors often aim to have examples from both, and the challenge of finding them in pristine condition keeps the hunt alive. For the most dedicated collectors, proof versions from the San Francisco Mint are the crown jewels, shining with mirror-like brilliance. Proof Montana quarters, with their polished surfaces and frosted designs, are some of the most stunning examples of modern U.S. coinage. They showcase the bison skull and Montana landscape in breathtaking detail, making them prized additions to any serious collection. The symbolism of the Montana quarter cannot be overstated. The bison skull is a reminder of resilience, survival, and the delicate relationship between people and nature. It also acknowledges a history where humans and animals shaped each other's destinies. This deep meaning makes the coin more than just currency, it becomes a piece of storytelling in metal. Over the years, high-grade examples of the Montana quarter have appeared at auctions, sometimes commanding prices far beyond what anyone expected. Bidders compete fiercely for these treasures, driving up values and proving the enduring demand for this design. The Montana quarter's legacy is not just about value, it is about how it makes people feel. To hold one is to hold a symbol of the American frontier, a reminder of open skies and untamed lands, of history and tradition, and of the wild spirit that defines Montana. Collectors who specialize in state quarters often point to Montana's coin as one of the most striking in the entire program. Its boldness, simplicity, and depth of meaning set it apart from many others, making it a coin that continues to capture attention even years after its release. The thrill of searching through rolls of quarters in hopes of finding a rare Montana-era coin is a passion shared by many. The possibility that such a coin could be hiding in everyday change is what keeps the excitement alive for both new and seasoned collectors. Even casual collectors who stumbled upon a Montana quarter in their pocket often find themselves drawn into its story. That is the true magic of this coin. It can turn ordinary people into enthusiasts by showing them that money can carry history, beauty, and value all at once. The Montana quarter has also become a conversation starter, not just among collectors but among educators, historians, and those who appreciate American culture. It connects people to the land, the past, and the traditions that make Montana unique. As years go by, its popularity has only grown. Online markets, auctions, and coin shows still highlight the Montana quarter as a standout, and collectors are willing to pay significant sums for rare, flawless, or rare examples. Its value, both monetary and cultural, continues to rise. The 50-state quarters program ended years ago, but coins like the Montana quarter keep its memory alive. Each time one surfaces, it brings back the excitement of that era when America rediscovered the joy of collecting through everyday change. The Montana quarter is not just another piece of the program, it is a reminder of how design, history, and symbolism can turn a simple 25-cent coin into something extraordinary. Its enduring appeal makes it one of the most important state quarters ever struck. Collectors know that some Montana quarters are worth far more than their face value. Those rare examples, whether from mint errors, pristine conditions, or special strikes, can command astonishing prices, turning a small coin into a life-changing discovery. And so, as we look back at the Montana 2007 Washington State quarter dollar, we see a coin that carries the story of a land, a people, and a legacy of resilience. Beyond its face value, this coin has proven itself to be a true treasure, with the most exceptional examples reaching as high as $75,000. Top 3. The Connecticut State Quarter, released in 1999, is one of the most striking and memorable coins from the entire 50-state quarters program. It represents the fifth state admitted to the Union, and its design quickly caught the attention of collectors and history enthusiasts alike. From the moment it entered circulation, it was clear that this coin was something truly special. As the fifth coin in the program, it carried the momentum that had already been building after the first releases. Americans were already excited about the new designs appearing in their pocket change, and when the Connecticut quarter debuted, it immediately stood out for its beauty, elegance, and symbolism. The reverse of the coin features the legendary charter oak, a tree that holds deep meaning in Connecticut's history. According to tradition, in 1687, Connecticut's original charter was hidden in the hollow of this mighty oak tree to protect it from being seized by the British Governor-General. The tree became a powerful symbol of independence and resistance, perfectly fitting for a state quarter. The charter oak design spreads gracefully across the reverse, its branches sprawling with intricate detail. Every line of the tree is carefully engraved, showing its strength, resilience, and natural beauty. Unlike many state quarters that use multiple elements, the Connecticut coin focuses entirely on the oak, giving it a simple yet powerful impact. The obverse of the coin remains faithful to tradition, featuring George Washington's portrait. Sculpted by John Flanagan and refined by William Cousins for the State series, this familiar face creates a link between the nation's first president and the states he helped unify. Together with the charter oak, it tells a story of leadership, freedom, and heritage. Collectors quickly recognized the Connecticut quarter as one of the most elegant designs in the program. Its focus on a single iconic image gave it a timeless quality that continues to resonate with numismatists today. Many still consider it among the finest examples of modern U.S. coinage. But like all coins, the real intrigue comes with rarity. Not every Connecticut quarter is equal, and certain examples have achieved legendary status among collectors. Era coins, proofs, and high-grade mint state pieces have all contributed to its reputation as a coin worth much more than 25 cents. One of the most exciting aspects for collectors is the search for mint errors. Some Connecticut quarters have been discovered with double strikes, off-center strikes, or even coins struck on the wrong planchet. Each of these rare accidents adds incredible value, transforming a common piece into a treasure. Another factor that elevates the coin's worth is condition. A Connecticut quarter that has been preserved perfectly, with flawless luster and sharp details, can command high prices on the market. These coins are rare, as most circulated widely and picked up scratches, nicks, and wear from daily use. Proof versions of the Connecticut quarter are also highly sought after. Struck with special dies and polished surfaces, these coins showcase the charter oak in breathtaking detail. The frosted design against the mirror background highlights every branch of the tree, making it a work of art. The symbolism of the charter oak adds another layer of depth. For centuries, the tree stood as a reminder of Connecticut's determination to maintain its freedom and govern itself. Although the original oak fell during a storm in 1856, its memory lives on in stories, symbols, and now on this quarter. For residents of Connecticut, the coin carries a strong sense of pride. It connects them with their heritage and immortalizes one of the most important symbols in the state's history. For the rest of the country, it offers a glimpse into a lesser-known chapter of America's fight for independence. The release of the Connecticut quarter also fueled the coin-collecting craze that the 50-state quarters program created. Families across the nation hunted for each new release, and the charter oak became one of the most treasured additions to coin folders. It also sparked curiosity about history. Many who saw the charter oak design were inspired to learn about the story behind it, bridging the gap between coins and education. This was one of the greatest successes of the program, using coins to teach and inspire. Over the years, some of the rarest Connecticut quarters have surfaced in auctions and private collections. When flawless examples appear, bidders compete fiercely, driving prices higher and higher. The combination of beauty, history, and rarity makes this coin a favorite among collectors. The charter oak design also stands out because of its artistry. The way the branches fill the reverse gives it a sense of grandeur, reminding us of nature's power and the strength of tradition. Few coins manage to capture both elegance and symbolism as effectively as the Connecticut quarter. Collectors often describe it as a coin that grows on you. The more you look at it, the more detail you notice in the branches, and the more you appreciate its story. It is not just another state quarter, it is a masterpiece in miniature. The mint marks also play a role in collectability. Quarters struck in Philadelphia and Denver carry their respective marks, and some collectors make it their mission to find pristine examples from both. San Francisco's proof coins add another layer of rarity, appealing to those who want the very best examples. The Connecticut quarter is also remembered for the sense of wonder it brought to everyday life. Suddenly, loose change became exciting, and people paid attention to quarters in a way they never had before. The charter oak reminded everyone that history could be carried in their pockets. In the world of numismatics, symbolism and rarity combine to create value. The Connecticut quarter has both in abundance. Its design tells a powerful story, and its rare variations make it a target for serious collectors. auction houses and online markets continue to feature Connecticut quarters that command impressive prices, especially when they are in exceptional condition. The demand has not faded, proving its lasting place in coin collecting history. The coin is also admired internationally. Collectors outside the United States appreciate its artistry and story, often ranking it among the most beautiful modern American coins. Its appeal goes far beyond state borders. Every coin carries a story, but few carry one as rich as the Connecticut quarter. It represents resilience, heritage, and the enduring power of symbols. For collectors, it is more than just metal, it is a piece of America's heart. The thrill of hunting for rare examples keeps the passion alive. Coin roll hunters, collectors, and dealers all hope to uncover one of those elusive treasures that can change their lives. With the Connecticut quarter, that dream remains very real. Even casual finders are captivated. Stumbling across a pristine Connecticut quarter can spark a lifelong interest in collecting, proving the program's true power to inspire. The legacy of the Connecticut quarter is not only in its value but in its ability to connect people with history. Each coin is a small window into the past, a reminder of courage and independence. And so, as we reflect on this remarkable coin, it becomes clear that the Connecticut 1999 Washington State quarter dollar is not just another piece of change. It is a lasting tribute to history, art, and the spirit of freedom. Its most exceptional examples have reached astonishing prices, with some selling for as high as $102,000. Top 4. When the Kisatchie National Forest quarter was released in 2015, it instantly drew attention for its breathtaking design and the way it celebrated one of Louisiana's most treasured natural landscapes. This coin was part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a continuation of the tradition that began with the state quarters, and it carried forward the excitement of collecting while honoring the nation's wild spaces. The Kisatchie quarter represents not just a forest but an entire ecosystem, home to diverse wildlife, stunning scenery, and the rich history of Louisiana's natural heritage. Its release brought awareness to an area that many people across the country had never even heard of, showing just how powerful coins can be in sharing America's story. The reverse design of the quarter is what makes it truly stand out. It features a wild turkey in mid-flight, soaring across the landscape with wings outstretched, capturing the spirit of freedom and nature in one powerful image. This moment of flight symbolizes both the beauty of wildlife and the boundless skies of Louisiana's wilderness. In the background, longleaf pine trees rise toward the sky, representing one of the defining features of Kisatchie National Forest. These trees have been part of the region for centuries, and their presence on the coin connects us to the enduring strength of the land. The obverse of the Kisatchie quarter, like all quarters in the series, carries the familiar portrait of George Washington. Sculpted originally by John Flanagan and adapted by William Cousins, this portrait ties the modern design to America's long-standing numismatic tradition, creating continuity across decades of coinage. Collectors were immediately drawn to the Kisatchie quarter because of its action-filled design. Unlike many quarters that feature static images, this coin captures movement and energy, with the wild turkey soaring as if it were coming alive right from the metal surface. It quickly became a favorite among collectors of the America the Beautiful series. Beyond its design, the true allure of the Kisatchie quarter lies in its rarity when found in certain conditions. Ordinary circulated examples are common, but pristine mint state coins, proofs, and rare era varieties have proven to be treasures worth far more than their face value. Mint errors always spark fascination in the collecting community, and the Kisatchie quarter has had its share of unusual strikes. Coins with double designs, off-center strikes, or those accidentally struck on the wrong planchet can command incredible prices on the market, especially when preserved in excellent condition. Condition is everything in the world of numismatics. A Kisatchie quarter found in circulation will likely show wear, scratches, and loss of luster. But a coin preserved in flawless, uncirculated condition with a mirror-like surface can sell for astonishing sums, especially at major auctions where competition drives the value even higher. Proof versions of the Kisatchie quarter, struck in San Francisco with specialized dies, are particularly dazzling. Their frosted images against mirror fields bring out every detail of the soaring turkey and pine trees, turning the coin into a miniature masterpiece of engraving and design. For residents of Louisiana, the Kisatchie quarter carries a special sense of pride. It honors their only national forest, a place of beauty, culture, and tradition, and seeing it represented on a U.S. coin immortalizes its importance in the story of America's landscapes. The wild turkey chosen for the design also holds cultural significance. Long admired for its role in American wildlife and even considered by Benjamin Franklin as a symbol of the nation, the turkey represents resilience and natural heritage. On the Kisatchie quarter, it soars as a symbol of strength and freedom. As with all America the beautiful quarters, the Kisatchie coin educated the public in subtle ways. For many who had never heard of this forest, the coin introduced them to its beauty, inspiring curiosity and even travel to the site itself. In this way, the quarter became more than money, it became an ambassador of nature. Collectors love stories, and the story of the Kisatchie quarter is one of discovery and awareness. It reminds us that even hidden corners of the United States, like Louisiana's great forest, can take center stage in the nation's coinage. This storytelling power is what makes collecting such a rewarding passion. The coin was struck at different mints, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, each producing its own unique versions. For collectors, gathering examples from all three mints is part of the thrill, and high-grade specimens from each location are always in demand. The Kisatchie quarter also stands out because of its dynamic artistry. Capturing a bird in motion on such a small canvas is no easy task, but the engraver succeeded brilliantly. The detail in the feathers, the angle of the wings, and the sense of flight are all captured perfectly, giving the coin a vivid energy. Auction records have shown that when exceptional Kisatchie quarters surface, especially those graded at the highest mint state levels, they can command surprising prices. Collectors recognize the rarity and beauty of such examples, and they are willing to compete fiercely to own them. What makes the Kisatchie quarter so compelling is that it combines artistry, symbolism, and rarity all in one coin. It is a perfect representation of what makes modern U.S. coinage exciting and why the America the Beautiful series continues to hold a special place in collectors' hearts. For many hobbyists, the Kisatchie quarter is not just a collectible but a reminder of America's duty to preserve its natural treasures. It highlights the importance of forests, wildlife, and conservation, turning a simple 25-cent piece into a statement of values and pride. The more time collectors spend with this coin, the more details they appreciate. The sweep of the trees in the background, the texture of the feathers, and the dynamic posture of the turkey all reveal the engraver's skill and the U.S. Mint's dedication to quality design. Even casual finders who stumble upon a Kisatchie quarter in their change often pause to admire it. Unlike many coins that go unnoticed, this one invites you to stop and look, reminding us that beauty and meaning can be found in the smallest objects. For serious numismatists, the thrill is in finding the rarest examples, the coins that shine brighter, that carry a mistake from the mint, or that have been preserved untouched since the day they were struck. These are the treasures that elevate the Kisatchie quarter far beyond its ordinary value. The quarter also plays a role in the ongoing story of American coin programs. Following the state quarters, the America the Beautiful series gave collectors a new journey, and the Kisatchie coin became a shining example of how coins can still inspire after decades of tradition. Over the years, demand for high-quality Kisatchie quarters has only grown. Collectors compete for the best, and each new auction or sale adds to its reputation as one of the most captivating coins of the 2010s. Its legacy is more than just value, it is about how it makes people feel connected to nature, history, and culture. A single quarter can spark curiosity, pride, and wonder, and the Kisatchie coin has done exactly that since its release. The wild turkey in flight is a symbol not just for Louisiana but for America's enduring wilderness. It represents freedom, resilience, and the untamed beauty of the land. Every time someone holds this quarter, they hold a reminder of those values. From coin folders in family homes to glass cases at professional shows, the Kisatchie quarter has secured its place in the story of U.S. numismatics. It is admired for its design, treasured for its symbolism, and valued for its rarity. In the end, the Kisatchie 2015 Washington State $quarter is more than a piece of change. It is a lasting tribute to the natural world and the artistry of American coinage. And in its rarest, most flawless forms, it has been valued at as much as $35,000. Top 5. The Washington Quarter of 1966 is a coin that holds a special place in American numismatic history. At first glance, it may seem like just another quarter, but behind its design, metal composition, and historical background lies a fascinating story that has captured the attention of collectors for decades. This coin was struck during a transformative time in American coinage. Just 1 year earlier, in 1965, the United States Mint had made a major decision to remove silver from dimes and quarters, switching instead to a copper-nickel-clad composition. This was a response to rising silver prices, which made it impractical to continue producing circulating coins with silver content. As a result, the 1966 Washington Quarter was part of the first generation of clad coins. For many collectors, this transition marked the beginning of a new era. Gone were the 90% silver quarters that had been minted since 1932, and in their place came coins with a layered structure of copper and nickel, more resistant to wear but lacking the intrinsic value of silver. The obverse of the coin, designed by John Flanagan, features the timeless portrait of George Washington. His profile has graced the quarter since 1932, and in 1966, it remained unchanged, symbolizing continuity and stability during a period of great change in coinage. On the reverse, the familiar heraldic eagle design spreads its wings proudly, clutching arrows of strength and an olive branch of peace. This powerful image had become iconic, representing both America's readiness to defend itself and its desire for peace. While millions of 1966 quarters were minted, most circulated heavily and show signs of wear today. The real treasures are those rare examples preserved in pristine condition or those struck with unusual mint errors. It is these rarities that elevate the coin far beyond its face value. One reason the 1966 quarter is especially intriguing to collectors is that it was minted during a period when the United States suspended the production of mint sets. From 1965 to 1967, the mint produced special mint sets instead of the traditional proof and uncirculated sets, making high-quality coins from this era more limited and desirable. The special mint set quarters of 1966 are particularly beautiful. They feature sharper details and a satin-like finish that distinguishes them from ordinary circulation strikes. Collectors treasure these coins, as they represent some of the finest examples of the year. Errors are another exciting aspect of the 1966 Washington Quarter. Off-center strikes, double dies, and coins struck on experimental planchets are among the most sought-after varieties. These errors were not intentional, but their rarity and uniqueness make them incredibly valuable today. One of the most famous types of collectible errors is the double die, where parts of the design appear doubled due to a misalignment during the striking process. When such an error occurs on a 1966 quarter, the coin becomes an extraordinary find worth thousands. Condition plays a crucial role in determining the value of a 1966 quarter. Coins graded at high mint state levels, with dazzling luster and no visible flaws, are exceedingly rare. These coins often sell for staggering sums at auctions, as they represent the very best survivors of their era. The story of the 1966 quarter is also about transition. Collectors often view it as a bridge between the silver era and the modern clad coinage we still use today. It symbolizes both the end of one tradition and the start of another. For older collectors, the 1966 quarter brings nostalgia, reminding them of a time when the silver coins they had grown up with were disappearing from circulation. For younger collectors, it represents a chance to own a piece of that pivotal moment in U.S. coinage history. The copper-nickel composition of the coin may not carry the intrinsic value of silver, but its historical significance makes it just as precious. It tells the story of how economic pressures shaped the coins in our pockets and the decisions made by the U.S. Mint. Some 1966 quarters struck with exceptionally strong details and beautiful toning are considered gems by collectors. Natural rainbow toning or unique colors on these coins can make them even more desirable, as they combine rarity with stunning visual appeal. The Washington quarter itself has always been a favorite among collectors, and the 1966 edition only adds to that legacy. It represents a key chapter in the ongoing story of American money, one that collectors will always remember. At coin shows and auctions, the 1966 quarter often sparks lively discussions. Collectors trade stories about the rarest varieties they have seen, and dealers highlight the most flawless examples in their cases, drawing attention from all who pass by. The enduring image of George Washington on the obverse gives the coin a sense of dignity and importance. His portrait has stood the test of time, and in 1966, it provided reassurance during a period of change. The eagle on the reverse also continues to inspire. Its wings spread wide, it represents freedom, vigilance, and strength, values that resonate with collectors and patriots alike. The rarity of high-grade 1966 quarters makes them a prize in any collection. Many circulated heavily, meaning that only a small fraction remain in superb condition today. Finding one is like discovering a hidden gem from a bygone era. For investors, the 1966 quarter offers not only collectible value but also the promise of future appreciation. As time passes, the number of pristine examples will only decrease, making the survivors even more valuable. Even casual finders sometimes come across 1966 quarters and change, but these are usually worn. The thrill of finding one in exceptional condition, however, is an experience that every collector dreams about. The coin also tells the broader story of the 1960s in America. It was a decade of transformation, and the 1966 quarter reflects the economic, cultural, and historical shifts of that time. It is a coin deeply tied to the story of the nation. The 1966 Washington quarter may not shine with silver, but it shines with history. Every detail, from its design to its composition, tells part of a larger narrative of change, resilience, and continuity. Collectors who treasure this coin often see it as a symbol of adaptation, America adjusting to new realities while preserving its traditions. That duality makes it more than just a piece of metal. As more collectors recognize the significance of this transitional coin, demand for high-quality examples continues to grow. Auction results prove that rare varieties and flawless specimens are commanding incredible sums. From the hands of everyday Americans in 1966 to the prized cases of collectors today, this quarter has traveled a long journey. Each coin carries with it the weight of history, making it a fascinating collectible. The legacy of the 1966 Washington quarter is secure. It will always be remembered as a coin of change, marking the shift from silver to clad coinage and capturing a unique moment in time. And for those lucky enough to own the rarest and most pristine examples, the reward can be extraordinary, as some 1966 Washington quarter dollars have been valued at as much as $185,000. Top 6. The Washington quarter of 1971 is one of those coins that hides an incredible story beneath its simple appearance. At first sight, it looks like an ordinary quarter, the kind that has passed through millions of hands over the years. But to collectors and coin enthusiasts, this piece carries a deeper history and a surprising potential for extraordinary value. The year 1971 was an important time in American coinage. The nation had already moved away from silver coins in the mid-1960s, and by 1971, the copper-nickel clad composition was firmly established for quarters. This change reflected the country's response to rising silver prices and economic realities that reshaped the coins in everyday circulation. Designed by John Flanagan, the obverse of the 1971 Washington quarter features the classic profile of George Washington. His image, noble and steady, had appeared on the quarter since 1932 and symbolized both continuity and national pride. In 1971, his portrait carried the same dignity it always had. On the reverse side, the heraldic eagle remains a powerful symbol of strength and freedom. With its wings spread wide and its claws gripping arrows of defense and an olive branch of peace, the eagle reflects the American spirit during a time of global change and domestic progress. Millions of Washington quarters were struck in 1971, and most entered circulation immediately. Because of this, the majority of these coins are worn down, showing the marks of countless transactions, vending machines, and pocket change exchanges. However, tucked among those millions are rare survivors, coins that never circulated, coins preserved in pristine condition, and coins struck with unusual mint errors. These are the hidden treasures that excite collectors and drive intense competition at auctions. The clad composition of the 1971 quarter consists of layers of copper and nickel bonded together, with a copper core visible along the coin's edge. While this gave the coin durability, it lacked the precious metal value of its silver predecessors, making condition and rarity even more important factors for collectors. One of the fascinating aspects of the 1971 Washington quarter is the wide range of striking qualities. Some coins left the mint with sharp details and bright luster, while others appeared weakly struck. This variety adds another layer of intrigue for those searching for the finest examples. Errors and varieties are especially important for collectors of 1971 quarters. Off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchets, and other unusual minting mistakes can turn an ordinary-looking quarter into a coin worth thousands. These are the coins that make collectors double-check every 1971 piece they come across. Another area of interest is the high-grade uncirculated coins. Most 1971 quarters were used in everyday commerce, so finding one in near-perfect mint state is incredibly difficult. Those that remain untouched, with dazzling surfaces and no signs of wear, command serious attention. Proof coins of 1971, minted specially for collectors, also hold value. They were struck with polished dies and display mirror-like fields and frosted devices, making them far more visually appealing than circulation strikes. These proof quarters are highly sought after, especially in flawless condition. The Washington Quarter series itself has long been a favorite among coin collectors. By 1971, it had already been in circulation for nearly 4 decades, becoming an American icon. Each new year added to the series' rich history, and the 1971 issue played its role in that continuing story. Collectors often view the 1971 quarter as a symbol of the modern clad era. It represents the new reality of coinage in America, strong, practical, and meant for mass circulation, but still capable of producing rarities that astonish collectors decades later. The cultural backdrop of 1971 adds even more significance. America was in the midst of change, from politics to economics to technology. The coins of this period reflect that environment, and owning one is like holding a small piece of history in your hand. When searching through coin rolls or inherited collections, the excitement of spotting a pristine 1971 quarter is unforgettable. It may look ordinary to most people, but to a trained collector's eye, it could be a hidden gem with untold value. The thrill grows when that coin turns out to have an error or a proof-like surface. Suddenly, what once seemed like spare change becomes a treasure capable of changing hands for thousands of dollars. Auction houses and coin dealers know the power of the 1971 Washington quarter. When rare varieties or high-grade specimens come up for sale, they attract fierce bidding from enthusiasts determined to add them to their collections. The luster of an uncirculated 1971 quarter can be breathtaking. Its shimmering surface reflects light beautifully, showing every detail of Washington's portrait and the eagle's wings. Such coins often become the centerpiece of a collection. Even beyond their physical beauty, these quarters carry stories of America's past. They remind us of a time when silver had already disappeared from our everyday change, and the country was adapting to a new era of money. Some collectors specialize in finding transitional pieces, and the 1971 quarter fits perfectly into that narrative. It embodies the lessons of the late 1960s while paving the way for decades of clad coinage that followed. The passage of time only increases the allure of coins like the 1971 quarter. As more examples wear out or disappear into private collections, the number of high-quality survivors dwindles, making those that remain even more valuable. The Washington quarter of 1971 stands as proof that not all value comes from silver or gold. Sometimes, rarity, condition, and history combine to create a collectible far more valuable than its modest metal content might suggest. Collectors treasure this coin because it represents opportunity. It's the kind of coin that teaches people to look closer at what they hold, to appreciate the artistry, and to realize that even small denominations can hold great worth. The eagle on the reverse speaks volumes about resilience and vigilance. These are the same qualities collectors need as they search through countless coins to find that one remarkable example that outshines the rest. For those lucky enough to discover a top-graded or rare error example of the 1971 quarter, the rewards can be astounding. It's these discoveries that keep the excitement alive in the hobby of coin collecting. As interest in vintage American coins continues to grow, the 1971 Washington quarter has secured its place as a coin to watch. Collectors recognize its importance and rarity, ensuring that its legacy endures. From pocket change to prized auctions, this quarter has traveled an incredible journey. Each coin carries with it the marks of history, whether through circulation or preservation. The 1971 Washington quarter is more than a piece of currency, it's a reminder of a pivotal moment in American coinage, a bridge between eras, and a treasure waiting to be discovered by those who value its story. And for the most extraordinary examples, coins preserved in perfect condition or struck with rare minting errors, the value can reach heights beyond imagination, with some being worth as much as $145,000. Top 7. The Washington quarter of 1982 is a coin that carries a story richer than most people would ever imagine. To the untrained eye, it may look like just another quarter that once passed through vending machines, cash registers, and countless hands. But to coin collectors, the 1982 quarter stands out as one of the most fascinating issues of its time. This coin was struck during an era of economic challenges in the United States. The early 1980s saw rising inflation, recession, and significant changes in the way coins were produced by the U.S. Mint. As a result, certain coins from this period, including the 1982 quarter, developed reputations for being much harder to find in pristine condition. The obverse of the 1982 quarter proudly features George Washington's portrait, the work of sculptor John Flanagan. This portrait had been in use since 1932, when the quarter first appeared to honor Washington's 200th birthday. In 1982, his likeness remained a strong symbol of American heritage and continuity. On the reverse, the bold heraldic eagle design continues to capture attention. With wings outstretched and powerful talons clutching arrows and an olive branch, the eagle represents both peace and strength, a timeless reflection of American ideals. What makes the 1982 quarter especially important to collectors is the fact that this was one of the years when the U.S. Mint did not produce any official mint sets for collectors. This decision dramatically limited the availability of high-quality, uncirculated examples of coins from this year. Because of this, many 1982 quarters entered circulation and quickly showed signs of wear. Finding one in outstanding condition today is far more challenging than for many other years, making such coins far more valuable than most people realize. The composition of the coin is copper-nickel clad, with a copper core and nickel outer layers. While it lacks the silver content of earlier quarters, its rarity in top grades and its place in numismatic history give it tremendous collectible appeal. Collectors often talk about the 1982 Washington quarter as one of those hidden treasures that can easily go overlooked in everyday change. Most people never suspect that such a common-looking coin could be worth so much in the right condition. Another reason this coin excites collectors is the range of errors and varieties known for the year. Striking mistakes, such as off-center strikes, double dies, and other unusual minting accidents, have been reported for the 1982 quarter. These errors only add to the coin's mystique and value. The challenge of finding a 1982 quarter in gem uncirculated condition is part of what drives its high value. Many collectors spend years searching through rolls, bags, and inherited collections, hoping to find one that has survived untouched. The luster of a well-preserved 1982 quarter is stunning. Under the right light, the coin shines with a brilliance that shows off every detail of Washington's profile and the eagle's feathers, reminding us that even everyday coins can display true artistry. Proof-like examples, although not officially struck as proofs, sometimes surface as well. These coins, with their sharp details and mirror-like fields, are rare treasures that fetch impressive sums when they appear at auction. The historical backdrop of 1982 also plays a role in the coin's significance. This was a time of transition for the U.S. Mint and for the country at large, and the coins reflect the economic pressures and production decisions of the era. The fact that collectors cannot simply turn to government-issued mint sets for pristine examples makes the 1982 quarter one of the most frustrating and exciting coins to collect. Every discovery feels like unearthing a secret from the past. Stories of collectors pulling near-perfect 1982 quarters from circulation or finding them in old jars at home continue to fuel interest. These lucky finds remind us that great treasures can hide in plain sight. The eagle on the reverse of the coin symbolizes more than national pride. It also reflects the patience, vigilance, and determination needed to find one of these quarters in exceptional condition. Auction houses and coin shows often highlight the rarity of the 1982 quarter when an especially fine example appears. Collectors know these coins don't show up often, and competition for them can be fierce. Even though millions were struck, the survival of top-quality coins is very low. This imbalance between supply and demand is one of the key reasons the coin is so valuable today. Every 1982 quarter carries with it the story of a unique year in U.S. coinage. It is a piece of history, a symbol of resilience during challenging times, and a reminder of how small changes in minting policy can have lasting effects. Collectors often compare the 1982 quarter to earlier silver issues and later state quarters, noting how its value lies not in precious metal but in scarcity and condition. It is a modern rarity that stands alongside historic classics. The more time passes, the more challenging it becomes to find flawless 1982 quarters. As each year goes by, more of these coins disappear into private collections, driving up demand for those that remain available. For casual coin hunters, spotting a 1982 quarter might not seem exciting at first, but for those who know its story, every find holds the potential for greatness. It could be the difference between pocket change and a small fortune. Collectors treasure this coin not just for its rarity, but for the chase it inspires. The search for a perfect example becomes a journey, full of anticipation, discovery, and reward. The Washington Quarter series has always been beloved, but the 1982 issue adds a sense of mystery and challenge unlike many others in the set. It is a coin that demands attention and respect. The artistry of John Flanagan's design, combined with the historical circumstances of the year, make the 1982 quarter both beautiful and significant. It is a coin that collectors proudly showcase in their displays. In coin collecting, there are always surprises, and the 1982 quarter embodies that truth perfectly. What seems ordinary can turn out to be extraordinary in the right hands. The passion for this coin shows no signs of fading. With each auction result, with each collector's story, the legend of the 1982 Washington quarter continues to grow stronger. From everyday circulation to the prized cases of top collections, this coin has traveled a long journey, carrying with it the spirit of a remarkable time in American coinage history. And for those rarest examples preserved in nearly perfect condition, the reward can be astonishing. With some 1982 Washington quarter dollars valued as high as $92,000. The Washington quarter of 1982 is a coin that carries a story richer than most people would ever imagine. To the untrained eye, it may look like just another quarter that once passed through vending machines, cash registers, and countless hands. But to coin collectors, the 1982 quarter stands out as one of the most fascinating issues of its time. This coin was struck during an era of economic challenges in the United States. The early 1980s saw rising inflation, recession, and significant changes in the way coins were produced by the U.S. Mint. As a result, certain coins from this period, including the 1982 quarter, developed reputations for being much harder to find in pristine condition. The obverse of the 1982 quarter proudly features George Washington's portrait, the work of sculptor John Flanagan. This portrait had been in use since 1932, when the quarter first appeared to honor Washington's 200th birthday. In 1982, his likeness remained a strong symbol of American heritage and continuity. On the reverse, the bold heraldic eagle design continues to capture attention. With wings outstretched and powerful talons clutching arrows and an olive branch, the eagle represents both peace and strength, a timeless reflection of American ideals. What makes the 1982 quarter especially important to collectors is the fact that this was one of the years when the U.S. Mint did not produce any official mint sets for collectors. This decision dramatically limited the availability of high-quality, uncirculated examples of coins from this year. Because of this, many 1982 quarters entered circulation and quickly showed signs of wear. Finding one in outstanding condition today is far more challenging than for many other years, making such coins far more valuable than most people realize. The composition of the coin is copper-nickel clad, with a copper core and nickel outer layers. While it lacks the silver content of earlier quarters, its rarity in top grades and its place in numismatic history give it tremendous collectible appeal. Collectors often talk about the 1982 Washington quarter as one of those hidden treasures that can easily go overlooked in everyday change. Most people never suspect that such a common-looking coin could be worth so much in the right condition. Another reason this coin excites collectors is the range of errors and varieties known for the year. Striking mistakes, such as off-center strikes, double dies, and other unusual minting accidents, have been reported for the 1982 quarter. These errors only add to the coin's mystique and value. The challenge of finding a 1982 quarter in gem uncirculated condition is part of what drives its high value. Many collectors spend years searching through rolls, bags, and inherited collections, hoping to find one that has survived untouched. The luster of a well-preserved 1982 quarter is stunning. Under the right light, the coin shines with a brilliance that shows off every detail of Washington's profile and the eagle's feathers, reminding us that even everyday coins can display true artistry. Proof-like examples, although not officially struck as proofs, sometimes surface as well. These coins, with their sharp details and mirror-like fields, are rare treasures that fetch impression.